Hello. Good, bad movies. Like our favorite bad movies.
Yeah, like movies that are terrible, but we still love them. We've each picked 3.
Right.
I think everyone has these to an extent.
And everyone has more than 3.
Because I think sometimes I'll watch a movie and I'll think that the movie is very good, but I'm not into it at all. Like The Wailing we watched recently. And I was like, this is probably great, but I don't care. First one on my short list that I really love, even though it fails in every way a movie can possibly fail, and then invents some new categories to fail in. Ultraviolet. It is a Milla Jovovich film. There's gonna be a running theme on my list. The story is incomprehensible. The characters are stereotypes. The visuals are really bad, over airbrushed CG, early 2000s craptastic extravaganza. It's not good in any sense. And yet, it ends up being, if Tommy Wiseau made The Matrix, that's a little bit what this ends up being. Yeah, I don't know. It's not something that I would ever recommend to anyone, but I really enjoy watching it. So, what's your first one on the list?
Mine is very nostalgia based. It is Little Rascals, the lovely 90s movie. Especially watching it now, it's really gender stereotyped, really hard.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I would say it has many more problems.
Yeah.
It's like watching a school play.
Right.
In the best way and the worst ways.
Yeah, the acting's bad, it's ridiculous, very 90s, just...
Yeah. Although it does have a cameo from the reality TV show host, Donald Trump. That was actually before he was president and then before he was impeached, so it's very funny to see him in this circumstance. What do you like about it?
I love the characters, the actors. They're not even that good, they're just so cute. They were adorable then, they're adorable now. I will happily watch it continuously.
So next on my list, I could probably put the whole Resident Evil franchise, but instead I'm just gonna put Resident Evil 2, because that's the one I like the most. Honestly, 1, 2, and 3 I liked a lot, and then the rest of them are kind of the same in my mind, like a homogenized blur that I sort of enjoyed. The second movie is my favorite. Crazy villain and Milla Jovovich driving a motorcycle through a stained glass window like Miss Piggy in The Great Muppet Caper. And yeah, you've got like zombie priest. It's not a good movie at all. There are tons of amazing and really great zombie movies out there. This is not one of them, but it is one I enjoy. So your next one is a doozy.
Xanadu. It is a late 70s, early 80s movie about muses from Greek mythology and roller disco. That alone should tell you about the good-bad situation we got going on. It's musical. They do way more than they should every single time. Like, it's over the top every scene.
You don't really get characters. You don't really get a story, so to speak. You don't need it.
Yeah.
It's constant jaw-dropping insanity.
And the soundtrack itself is actually really good.
Yeah.
Because it's ELO.
Electric Light Orchestra for those playing the home version.
Right. Olivia Newton-John and Gene Kelly. So it's an odd combination.
Gene Kelly's last movie.
Yeah, it's an odd combination, but...
The next one on the list, for me, the Phantom Menace. This was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw. I saw it in the theaters, I believe in 1999. I saw it 7 times in theaters, and it completely blew my mind.
It's so great!
Oh, cat's about to fall.
Oh. Yeah.
It's pretty bad as a movie. Really strange performances from some of the actors involved. The movie's not sure if it wants to be like a slapstick cartoon with Jar Jar hijinks, or if it wants to be a really boring drama about trade diplomacy, or if it wants to be a fun action movie for teenagers about people slicing each other in half and bashing robots with laser swords. It's got a lot of issues. I don't think anyone's gonna argue with that. I love this movie. The pod race just blew my mind when I was a kid. It has, in my personal opinion, it's got the best lightsaber fights in the entire Star Wars series. So I just have a lot of nostalgia when it comes to this movie, and I practically wore out the VHS we had of this.
How do you feel about Jar Jar?
When I was a kid, I thought Jar Jar was hilarious.
Right.
But now as an adult, he's a little grating. I don't think he's actually as bad as a lot of neckbeards say he is. I find the Ewoks in the original trilogy to be just as awful. Same with the stupid... In Return of the Jedi, Lando Calrissian has this sidekick that's flying the Millennium Falcon with him. He wears this strange hat and has these like jowls. So yeah, I think Phantom Menace is bad, but for me it's enjoyably bad. I think, honestly, the only Star Wars that I don't enjoy watching is Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I just think is the worst. It's not only criminally boring, but it's also the ugliest.
My third one, though I agree with all of Josh's, Batman and Robin. It's awful. It's so good. It's so good.
In what way?
It's just fun. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And it's great.
I guess why I don't like that one is because I love the Adam West and Burt Ward Batman, anything related to them, because it's equally ludicrous, but they're in on the joke, right? It's made to be sort of a send-up of the genre, whereas this doesn't always feel like it knows.
Maybe that's why I like it so much, because it's like, I'm still laughing.
Well, there you go. So those are some terrible movies that we both love. And greatly enjoy watching. Everybody's got some. Like, you have to have some movies that you recognize, again, this is awful, but I like it anyway. I mean, there's no need to be ashamed. People go to McDonald's. Same thing. So yeah, let us know in the comments.
Xanadu. I think we should watch that tonight.
I think we should watch.